Hello and welcome to Not Boring English. Today's story is called I Want to Be a Doctor, and it is for CEFR level A1, A2 learners. Please pause the video anytime and try shadowing my voice. Shadowing can help your fluency and pronunciation. If the speech is too fast, remember you can slow the playback speed in your video player. The small light in the clinic. I first knew I wanted to be a doctor when I was 9 years old. It was a cold night, and the rain made the street shine. My mother had a high fever. We lived 2 blocks from a small clinic. I carried her slowly on my back. My shoes were wet, and my coat was thin, but I did not stop. The clinic had a small light on the door. Inside, the room smelled like medicine and warm tea. A nurse took my mother to a small bed. I felt afraid and quiet. A woman came to us with a small smile. She put her hand on my mother's forehead. She looked at me and said, "You are brave." Her voice was calm and soft. This woman was a doctor. Her name was Dr. Kim. Dr. Kim spoke to my mother with care. She gave my mother medicine and a warm blanket. She made tea for me. She asked my name. She asked if I was cold and if I had eaten. I remember the way she sat close and listened. I remember the way she held my hand. I remember thinking, I want to do this for people. After that night, I told my father, I want to be a doctor. He looked at me and smiled. He was quiet. He said, "It is a long road. You will need to study a lot." I knew he was right. I knew it would not be easy, but the idea was clear in my heart. School was not easy for me. I liked reading, but science words were new. I learned simple words like bone, skin, and heart. I learned how to write small notes. I had one small lamp on my desk. I studied late many nights. I practiced the names of the body and simple health words. I used small cards with words on them. I kept the cards in my pocket. I read them on the bus and under the covers when I could. My family had little money. Sometimes we could not buy new books. I borrowed books from the school library. I helped at home, and I helped my little brother with his homework. I worked after school in a small shop. I cleaned. I washed dishes. I earned a little money for books and bus rides. I learned to save a small amount each week. I told myself, one small step every day. When I was 16, I met Dr. Lee at a community clinic. The clinic was small and had few tools, but it had people who cared. I went there to volunteer. I wanted to learn. I wanted to see how doctors speak to people. At first, I only cleaned rooms and made tea. I watched the doctors and nurses work. I watched how they spoke to patients. I watched how they listened. I learned a lot by watching. One day, an old man came to the clinic. He had a deep cough, and he was very tired. He walked slowly, and he held his chest. He looked scared. The clinic was busy that day. The doctor was with another patient. I felt nervous, but I did not run away. I remembered Dr. Kim's hand and voice. I walked to the old man and I asked, "Are you okay? Do you need water?" He looked at me with tired eyes. He said, "My chest hurts. I am alone." I brought him water. I sat near him. I held his hand a little. The old man cried softly. He said, "Thank you, young lady. You are kind." When the nurse had time, she checked his heartbeat and the doctor came soon. The doctor thanked me for staying with him. The doctor said, "You have a kind heart. That is very important for a doctor." I felt my heart grow warm. I felt strong. That night I went home, tired but happy. I told my father, "I helped a man today." He hugged me and said, "You are learning." At 18, I had a big test to enter medical school. I studied hard for many months. I had a small group of friends who also wanted to study medicine or nursing. We met after school and we practiced together. We read simple books, we did small experiments in the school lab, and we asked teachers many questions. I felt scared before the test, but I felt ready too. The test day came with bright sun and blue sky. I walked to the school with my books and a small sandwich. My hands were a little cold. I sat for the test and I read each question slowly. I did my best. After the test, I walked by the river and I thought about the night with my mother and about the old man. I thought about Dr. Kim and Dr. Lee. I said to myself, I will try hard every day. Weeks passed before the results. I felt nervous each day. I worked in the shop, I studied more words, and I helped my brother with his school. One day, a letter came in the mail. My heart beat fast. I opened it with a small hand, and I read the words, "We are happy to tell you. Accepted." I began to cry. My father and mother hugged me. My little brother jumped up and down. We were very happy. At medical school, life was different. The classes were full, and the work was heavy. I had to wake up early and sleep late. I met many students from different places. Some days, I felt tired and alone. I called my parents and I told them small things about my day. I remembered to be kind to myself and to keep small steps. I said, one small step every day. During my 3rd year, I worked in a hospital for the first time. I wore a white coat that felt heavy at first. A patient came in with a small cut. I was nervous to see the blood. My hand trembled. A nurse stood near me and showed me how to clean the wound and how to hold the tools. I learned to breathe slowly and to listen. I learned that a kind voice can calm a person more than a fast answer. I learned to say, "It will be okay. We will help you." The patient smiled and thanked me. I felt that same warm feeling I had when I was 9. Years passed, and I studied more and I read more. I made mistakes, and I learned from them. I learned to ask for help when I needed it. I learned to work with a team. I learned that being a doctor is not only about the science. It is about care. It is about time, listening, and small acts of help. It is about being there when a person is afraid. Now I am a doctor in a small clinic near my old home. I see children and old people and busy parents. I sit close and I listen. I give medicine and tea. Sometimes a child brings me a drawing and I put it on my wall. I still feel my hands tremble sometimes. I still feel tired some nights, but I also feel joy when a patient smiles. I still remember the night the rain made the street shine, and Dr. Kim held my hand. I still tell my students, be kind, take small steps, help one person at a time. The moral of my story is simple. Big dreams start with small acts. You do not need to be perfect. You need a kind heart, patience, and work one step at a time. If you want to be a doctor, start today with one small step. Help one person. Read one small book. Say one kind word. The light in a small clinic can grow into a bright life. Comprehension. Questions. Now, I will ask a few simple questions about the story to check your understanding. 1. Why did the narrator first want to be a doctor? 2. What did the narrator do when the old man arrived at the clinic? 3. What advice does the narrator give at the end of the story? Please write your answers in the comments to practice writing in English. Thank you for listening to this story on Not Boring English. Which small step will you take today toward a big dream? Write your answer below and please subscribe for more simple and helpful stories.